Rick Amato, live on Intelligent Talk 1170 KCBQ. Call Rick at 1-888-344-1170. Rick Amato.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I know first of all, I sure did. Secondly, what I really appreciated about it was his candid, straight talk. Now, it's Tuesday night. So because it's Tuesday, that means it's time for our top conservative tweeter of the week. And this week's top conservative tweeter is Justin Savage. He joins us from Chicago, and he's doing some terrific things with veterans. Has a website called vetsprevail.com. Justin Savage, welcome to the Rick Amato Show.
Thanks, Rick. It's great to be on.
Justin Savage, how many followers do you have on Twitter?
Right now we're at 3,735.
Okay, all right. And you are getting the message out about veterans issues solely, or are you getting messages out about conservative political issues in general?
Well, really, to spread awareness about the serious of reintegration and mental health issues for veterans and their family members. We run a program called Vets Prevail. It's an online reintegration resource, but mostly the issues are around getting help to vets and the help that we provide as well.
Yeah, well, that is a very good service indeed. As you may or may not be aware, I've covered PTSD issues very closely. I've written about them in the Washington Times. I've interviewed dozens of vets and spouses of vets who suffer PTSD and are familiar with devastating consequences and the shortfall, which is VA. I don't think, Justin, this VA, this government has any idea just how many returning war on terror veterans suffer from PTSD. Your thoughts?
No, the problem is definitely it's what's under the water, and it's the iceberg under the water, Rick, and that's why we keep the conversation going proactively to kind of lower that stigma, lower that awareness barrier, so folks can find out about how big the problem is and what solutions are available, like what Vets Prevail offers.
Give us an idea. Can you take us through a scenario, Justin? What happens if a vet visits your website who may be suffering from mental health issues?
Sure. A veteran or a family member finds out about us through our Facebook following, which is just as influential, just as strong as our Twitter following, and signs up for an account, approaches a conversation about what issues they might be facing, so they can understand that a little bit better, and we can understand what resources to link them up to. Then they would enter into our online weekly lessons, similar to what they would get in the VA DoD. But Rick, there's a long backlog, and there's definitely a gap to fill for accessibility. So being on the web, it makes it a lot easier. That's where we're reaching them in the conversation with Twitter, and that's where they can get the help from us. So we have that and the online peer support. So veterans who have been through it, been through the training, been through the war, and seen it all too, can connect online through instant messaging right at our site to keep that conversation going and to support them through their recovery through mental health issues.
Justin Savage, one of the problems I noticed interviewing veterans and their spouses when doing a story on PTSD is the stigma that unfortunately comes with it, that there's some sort of weakness if you admit you have a problem with mental health or admit you have a problem with post-traumatic stress disorder. Thus, a lot of veterans are ashamed to come forward or too macho to come forward. Does the idea that you're providing an online service, an online solution, does that anonymity, if you will, tear down some of those barriers, in your opinion, for some of these vets who might otherwise feel too proud to step forward?
Right. Their first experience is with another veteran. So it's not a doctor, not a hospital, not what they're traditionally met with. So that's a little bit easier. They can do this from the privacy of their home without taking off work, without having to try and find childcare. to go to counseling, face-to-face counseling sessions. So, and the tone of our conversation is not only, military in the language of veterans, but, kind of softens it's not so damning, not so, not so strong. We're not always using words like depression and PTSD. It's more so the issues that manifest day to day.
So that's interesting. So PTSD, that phrase is a damning phrase.
Not necessarily. It's more of a clinical word, and sometimes those clinical words are hard to step into for
Justin, that is a brilliant point you make. I can relate from other. I can relate to that just from other aspects of life in general. People respond to things they relate to, not to clinical jargon. And it never occurred to me that that this was the case in this instance, because that is the only way it's been communicated to me. Give us an example of how your service provides real-life communication versus clinical jargon.
Well, you share in the experience of another veteran, all month long on Twitter or a Facebook conversation. It's about military issues, about benefits, and it's a little bit easier to approach and walk in and then connect to one of our veteran peers who can speak to the same troubles and triumphs overcoming these issues. So it's a lot warmer. It's a welcome mat that's familiar.
Okay, all right. That is brilliant. If you don't mind, I know I repeated that, but it's the first time I have ever heard anyone say that, and it makes sense. People relate to human interaction. They relate to real life experiences, not academic words in a textbook. All right, Justin Savage, we need to take a break. We'll come back with more if you can stay with us.
Excellent, yes.
His website is vetsprevail.com. He is our top conservative tweeter of the week. Your Twitter name again, Justin?
Our Twitter is VetsPrevail. It's twitter.com/VetsPrevail.
Okay, it's the same as the website. All right, I'm Rick Amato. We're back after this. All right, so it's been a busy night. It's Justin Savage. Give us the profile of someone if you have a loved one, or if you yourself are suffering some angst. What is the profile, if you will, of someone that should be consider reaching out to your organization?
Rick, they look just like you and I, but symptoms can slowly manifest as trouble sleeping, irritability, and then moves on to the next levels. Financial relationship problems, and anyone who feels that the fast pace or the intensity of a military experience may have affected them, whether it's a veteran or a family member, can seek help from our programs.
All right. Again, that website is vetsprevail.com, and my guest is Justin Savage, our top conservative tweeter of the week. Justin, thanks for joining us on the Rick Amato Show, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, listen, we're about out of time. I want to thank Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I want to thank Bob Tyler, Justin Savage. Sutton Porter did a great job tonight in studio with the webcam. Paul, our engineer and assistant producer, he had a lot of challenges facing him tonight with some technical stuff.
And I failed on all of them.
Well, some of it was out of your control, but you did a great job, and we appreciate the effort you put forth. Listen, folks, tomorrow night, Wednesdays, we have our top political humorist of the week. We'll be joined by Eric Golub. A lot of you know who he is. A very funny political humorist out of Los Angeles. He joins me tomorrow night. Thursday night, it's Tea Party Thursdays, as we take a look at a Tea Party leader somewhere in America. That's Thursday night. Friday night is open. And remember, go to the website, AmatoForLiberty.com, AmatoForLiberty.com. That's the word for sign up for my newsletter. You will be glad you did. I'm Rick Amato. Have a good night, everybody.
You've been listening to the award-winning Rick Amato Show, presented by the Washington Times. The Rick Amato Show. Irreverent, informative, interactive. Online at AmatoTalk.com and on air at 1170 KCBQ.
The Rick Amato Show studios are sponsored by At Your Home Family Care. From child care to elder care, providing affordable, sensible solutions for your family's life cycles. Visit them online at www.atyourhomefamilycare.com.